I've been trading for quite a while now. You can see almost my whole journey on this channel, even to when I first started trading profitably full time. That was around a year and a half ago now, and I have never had a week as crazy as this one. Not only did I catch my best trade ever, but I also caught another 1 to 5 on top of that with a quick 5-minute scalp. So I'm going to be showing you both of those trades today and exactly why I took each one, as well as showing you exactly how you can have 5-figure weeks just like these. So this GBP JPY trade on screen here is the main trade of the week. This is my biggest trade ever. Usually we max out at a 1 to 10, but due to some other circumstances, which I will explain, we ended up holding for even higher. And yes, this is legit. I don't think I'll receive my bi-weekly payout from ACG before I release this video, but you can see in the VIP Discord here, I sent the trade as it was forming, said exactly where I was entering, which was, on the bullish close, exactly at 9, and exactly where I was getting out of the trade. And you can see pretty much everybody caught this trade. People have been passing challenges left and right. There's just a bunch going on in the Discord. The strategy is going crazy. And yeah, you love to see it. And you know what? Fuck it. I made a lot of money this week. Might as well share the love. I'll run a discount on the Discord. I'll just do it for like a week. 25% off for like your first month or two. I don't know, I'll put it all on screen. Code is on screen right now. Yeah, fuck it, 25% off. And yeah, let me stop waffling, let me get into the trade. This is absolutely beautiful. Starting off with trend right here, I'm not even going to go into the higher time frames because we can see everything right here. We've been bullish on GJ for quite a while. There's been a bunch of amazing setups on the way up, and suddenly we had this massive drop right here. This is obviously a huge drop, and one thing we do know about the markets is that it's not going to continue in one direction forever. Markets are going to retrace at some point in some way, and a lot of the time this is the best time to catch buy positions because you can get massive risk rewards just filling in all these gaps. So we took advantage of that, and with a little bit of confirmation to show that we actually are going to fill in these gaps and we are going bullish here, what can we see? Starting off right here, we made this low and then pretty much matched it. In fact, we barely failed to break the low, so that's a great start. But after that, you can see bullish market structure all the way up. We never broke a single low. Even this barely broke past this high, breaking highs. The only time we broke a low was taking this level of liquidity right in front of the zone, which is obviously something we need for our strategy. If you don't know, I trade liquidity, supply and demand. All it is supply and demand. So, we get our demand zone get formed because we had a big push up. Investors are missing out on this and they're going to wait until we get a good price when we come back to the zone. And then all we need is a level of liquidity in front of it, as well as a breaker structure. But like I just said, that's completely fine with this trade. And right here, we've got a perfect level of liquidity. This is just a full low. Obviously, people put their stop losses just under lows, just above highs, because that's usually the safest way to do it. Usually, if price breaks past specific lows, then they'll just assume that it's continuing in that direction. But for us, we just use those people as liquidity to make our zones go absolutely insane. And as you can see right here, this is a perfect example of it. And like I said in the Discord, all I was doing was waiting for a bullish close. Very simple entry model here. And I entered exactly on the 1 hour close, which was right at the start of this candle. And this is an amazing entry. You can see we barely closed bullish, but to trade as robotically and mechanically as possible, we entered here. We've seen that we've got a good rejection. We don't need to wait for it to go up anymore. This wasn't a new 4-hour candle or anything. We didn't have to wait for the bottom wick. Plus, this is GJ, this is our best pair. We can wait for this minor bottom wick here, but that's more than enough for us to be able to enter here. And yeah, the next candle just shot up. After just the first candle, we're at a 1 to 3 in profit. This doesn't happen all the time. Once again, this is my best trade. We've hit a bunch of 1 to 10s before, but never hit a 1 to 13. And yeah, price action was absolutely gorgeous. Not a single bearish candle on the whole way up. And then here's the reason that we went for a 1 to 13 rather than just stopping at a 1 to 10. So this candle right here was at 12. It was some GBP news release, and I look back, sometimes this does have a decently large effect, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, from previous news releases, it would not be enough for it to take us from here to hit stop loss. We are far enough away from entry and stop loss for us to be able to hold through this news event. Now, it might have been the safer play to take 50% just before holding through this news. However, there was a chance that this did push the market in the bullish direction, which it clearly has. This has now gone for a 1 to 24 pretty much. And so I removed my stop loss for a little bit. Originally, it was just at a 1 to 10, but knowing what news can do, we might as well allow it to hit as good of a TP as possible. Now, I probably could have taken this up for the 1 to 15, 1 to 14, but I was just being safe. 1 to 13 is more than enough for a month, so hitting it in one trade is just absurd. And yeah, we made a bunch of money off this trade. Everybody in the Discord passing challenges, hitting 1 to more than me. Some people hit like 1 to 14s, 1 to 15s. And yeah, this was just a perfect trade. And you can see we've corrected this entire move to the left just as we expected. And it looks like we may even continue bullish from here. If we come into the 4 hour here, we've been moving bullish for ages. And maybe all we're doing was taking this level of liquidity down here and then continuing bullish. That's all it is. You don't have to overcomplicate things. The strategy is so simple itself. Trend, once again, also so simple. Failed to break a low and then always failed to break lows and continuously broke highs and then reach our zone. This is an A+ setup. Now, how did I turn this from one great trade into my best week ever? Well, GJ once again hit another ridiculous trade on the 5-minute time frame. 3 candles to TP. Wow, this is just insane. I did get a little bit of spread on this one, so for me this is more like a 1 to 3 or so, maybe 1 to 3.5. However, if you got on the normal entry, then this was a 1 to 4.5 trade. If you don't know, I do have full TP rules for the 5-minute time frame. This allows me to trade as mechanically and robotically as possible, so no human emotion can really be involved. Sometimes you can stray from these, that is completely fine. A lot of the time, price will hit a way higher TP than this, such as this time, it hit a 1 to 10. However, this allows you to hit a good risk reward, and based on previous market data, these are the most likely to hit consistently with a good risk reward. This setup right here, as simple as it gets. Pretty much the exact same setup as before. We basically matched lows down here and then continuously broke highs until we came down to our zone after forming a level of liquidity right in front of it, and then got a breaker structure, clean movement down to the zone. We're gonna need to retrace soon. Price usually isn't gonna just move in a straight line forever, so quick retracement. That's all we need. This small move right here that we're catching can literally just be a small upper wick on a high time frame candle. So we can catch this quick scalp whether we're bullish or not. That's what's so great about the 5-minute, and the 5-minute has been absolutely beautiful recently. I'm pretty sure the same day there was like 4 winning trades on the 5-minute was absurd. Yeah, there was a GC sell right here. There was a beautiful UJ buy. EU had this sell. It's not my favorite setup, but the fact that it still won anyway is ridiculous. And then NAS got a great reaction from the zone as well. Entry is difficult to say because this was on New York Stock Exchange Open, but nevertheless, the strategy is working fantastically this week. And hopefully this is showing that normal summer price action is coming towards a close, and we can start catching some ridiculous trades and make a whole lot of money. Yeah, we did actually have one more trade this week. Unfortunately, this was a loser. This was just on Monday. It nearly won. We were just going for like a 1 to 1.5 on this, I believe, so it came really close to hitting TP. Actually, this might have been a 1 to 2, so yeah, we did come up for a little bit, but unfortunately, it continued in its original direction earlier than we'd hoped. But yeah, that was -1%. Overall, 4.5%, plus 13%. 17.5%, minus this one, 16.5% week. That is my best week. I'm very happy with this performance. I think I traded very well as well. Missed a bunch of losers, managed my capital very well, and yeah, made enough money for quite a while. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Consider subscribing, join the Discord whilst it's on discount if you'd like. Obviously you don't have to. There's information on the channel as well, as always. But yeah, what an amazing week. I'll see you next time. Peace.